first step in legitimately moving towards that in about 35 years. We also have an incentive to excite electric car manufacturing in America. The Chinese have said they want to be the world's #1 leader of production of electric cars. Well, like the president, I want America to be #1, and I want UAW and Detroit and other people to benefit because we're taking the lead in doing it. Some of this has already happened. Just 2 days ago, the president stood up with a company called A123 Batteries. I'm proud to say they're in Massachusetts, Watertown, Mass. They're also now in Michigan. And this company used $249 million from the Recovery Act, the money that you spent to help America come back, and they're building car batteries now in Livonia, Romulus, and Brownstone, Michigan. 90 new jobs have already been created, and there are a lot more are coming. Another 3,000 are expected by 2012. That's the future. There's a company called the Balance Solar that's based in Loveland, Colorado. And already it has 370 employees, but it's growing fast. The firm started the production of low, thin film photovoltaic solar panels about 6 months ago. It expects to reach $1 per watt of manufacturing cost quickly with a new factory in Longmont, Colorado. And that's precisely the kind of innovation that is going to drive this nation. I'll just tell you right now that in terms of these kinds of new energy costs and photovoltaic, I had dinner the other night with the president of Dow Chemical. He supports our legislation, incidentally, as does Jeff Immelt, CEO of General Electric, Chad Halliday, the CEO of DuPont, Lou Hay, the CEO of Florida Power Light, Mike Morris, CEO of American Electric Power. Every one of them are among the top emissions polluters in the country. But they all know this is good for America and we have to do it. And what they want is the business certainty of knowing what the next 20, 30, 40 years are going to look like so they can plan accordingly. What our bill does is prices carbon so that every business has certainty about where we're going. And here's what I want you to understand is people are going to try to scare you. People are going to try to scare you. It doesn't matter what we do in Washington today, the Republicans call it a tax. So I guarantee you that whatever we do, you're going to hear the word tax. There is no tax in this bill. There is the principle that polluter pays. Oil and gas pollute. And the oil companies are prepared in this bill to pay a pollution charge directly to the government, and that money goes back to you. 2/3 of every dollar raised in the course of this effort goes straight back to the American consumer on their energy bill, and you'll actually look at your energy bill and you'll say, your bill would have been this, but now it's this, because you're getting a rebate. And after the startup year or two, 100% is going to go back to the American consumer. You'll say, so what happens in between to that other percentage? I'll tell you what happens. It goes into energy efficiency. It goes into R&D for new technologies, create jobs, and importantly, it goes to cushion the transition for energy-dependent, trade-impacted industries. For instance, steel. We've got friends from steel here. We want to make sure that we don't see jobs go overseas while we transition. So we cushion the impact. We don't even ask those companies to come under this for 6 years from today. So they can plan and capitalize accordingly. And when they come under, they get a rebate, just like every average American, in order to cushion the impact, so that we keep a totally minimal impact on any part of our economy. That's why I'm telling you, I stake my reputation on it. You can guarantee, even though the scare tactics will come, this bill is consumer-friendly, citizen-friendly. It is really a refund bill, where almost any revenue that comes, nothing stays with the federal government. Nothing grows the size of government. Every penny goes back into creating jobs and protecting the American consumer. And that's what you need to know. close by giving you a quick sense of why I'm excited about this bill. We have a lot of colleagues of mine in the Senate who are really frightened about voting for this because they were scared about what the impact might be on you and the politics of it. So instead of going to them and trying to persuade every one of them, which we wouldn't have been able to do, hey, it doesn't do that, we decided to change the playing field by going to the various companies themselves and getting them to be comfortable. So on the day that we stand up and announce this bill, unlike the House bill, we didn't have this, we will have the utilities companies' support on day one when we announce this bill, because they are comfortable that they can manage the level of production without dislocating their business or the American consumer. On day one, we will have the support of nuclear plant people, which means jobs for America. China, India are going to build nuclear plants. Even the Waxman-Markey bill, whether you like nuclear or don't like it, we're going to have 260 or so plants built over the next 50 years because that's the only way you can supply America's energy needs. Well, then let's at least create the jobs here with our technology and even try to sell it to some of these other countries so it's safer and we know it's stronger. We're going to have a standardization and modular, small sort of modular kind of incentive in here so that we create less cost and greater safety as we go down that road. In addition, we have oil companies support this bill. We have business support in this bill. We have faith-based community support in this bill. We have national security community with generals and admirals who will stand up and say we need to do this to protect America. And we have environment community support in this bill because we balance the needs, and I think it's a balanced bill. The fact is that in the last few years, while we've been sitting on our hands, in Germany, they created 280,000 new jobs in alternative and renewable